Amazing. So let's dive straight in. And the first feature that I will show you is our very brand spanking new text-based editing. Just before I forget, some of the videos that I am using in here, it's from a video contributor, and it's his stock images, him or her, apologies. But their name, it's Tima Miro Shichenko. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but I will be sure to leave your details in here. So full credit goes to you for some of the beautiful videos that I will use. But the first video that I will use, one of my own in here, you can see that it's in the source monitor. What I'll do firstly is I'll just pop my source monitor over on the right-hand side just so we can see what we're doing very shortly. What I want to do is window, and you will notice that there's text in here. When you open up the text window, the first thing that you can do is you can transcribe the source. You can have this on default to auto-transcribe all the videos that you import in, but what I'll do is I'll just show you how we can do this manually. So in here, click on the transcribe button. You have the option, these other languages. It's pretty amazing. I've tried with Spanish, and you can have a go with other languages. Pretty cool tip in there. Let's say if you had other translations, so let's say you recorded an interview, there were snippets in there in a different language, you simply go and transcribe it. And instead of using a translator like you normally would, you can basically cut and paste and take that transcription from the other language, pop it into Google Translate, and just like that, you know what the translation is. So in here, what I'll do is I'll just leave it on English, and you have the option to separate speakers. I'll just leave it like that, even though it's just myself speaking, and I will click on transcribe. As you can see, it is transcribing this for me now. Amazing. So just like that, you can see that it has transcribed this. It has put down the speakers in here, but of course, it's only myself. But what you can see is, oh yeah, actually did pick up that there's only one speaker. So I'll go into edit speaker name in here, and I can pop in my name. But this can be really useful. So let's say if there were, I don't know, 3 people talking, it can even identify who spoke what. So just like this, you can see in the source monitor in here, basically, you can navigate in here, and it will take you through to wherever I'm talking about whatever. Sorry, that I'm not really articulating well, am I? But what's fantastic is, firstly, let's say you want to search for keywords. So if I put in the word firefly, because I know in this video I'm talking about firefly, you can see in here, I have this in here where I said, how incredible was that? Cool. So I can literally highlight this, and all I need to do is just ensure my in and out points in here has been checked, and then all you need to do is insert this, or the keyboard shortcut is the period key. So now if we have a look down here, I'm just going to zoom in just so we can see what was pasted. So let's press play. How incredible was it? I'll just make this the correct size. So let me just play this. How incredible was that? Next, let's have a look at Adobe Express and our generative Firefly capabilities. Cool. So what you have noticed in here, it's now we're in the program monitor. So just FYI. So I'm in the program monitor, and just like that, you will see that I have follow active monitor checked. So whatever that I have selected from my source, it is now in my sequence, and it's just easy as that, just pasting clips. So let's say, for instance, if I wanted to add more. So if I double click again, I can go back into this particular recording in here. And what I can do is same thing, right? So you can see that Firefly, it will highlight basically all in here because I still have my search on whenever I spoke about Firefly. So let's say, for instance, I wanted to take another paragraph. I'll just be random in here. Let's go grab this paragraph in here that I want. And again, you can hit the period key, or you can just click on insert in here. And just like that, we have inserted this. And let us go back into the timeline. And let's just have a look in here. And now in the timeline, you will see follow the active monitor. It has just basically inserted what we needed to. So what you can start to see is, let's say if you had a half-hour clip that you're working with, how quick and easy it is if you know exactly what the soundbite was. So let's say you talked about bagels, for instance, right? talk about bagels, type in the word bagels, or in here, talked about firefly. I knew that I spoke about something specific instead of watching through and scrubbing through all the clips. I literally know what I said, so I can go in and pop it in the search bar in here. So a few things that I will point out in here for you is, so we are looking now at the follow active monitor. Oh, apologies. I'm not sure why that clip is in there. Let's just pop this away for a second and let's just have this in here. So you can see I've pasted 1 and 2 clip in here. Of course, you can manually swap clips around like you normally would when you're editing. But what's fantastic is, watch this. So let's say, for instance, this part, I needed this to go back up the top. So you can see that when I highlight it, it's also highlighting the in and out points in my program monitor in here. I simply need to go Command X, which is my cut. I can take my cursor up here and I can go Command V, which is paste. And what you will notice now is, if you pay attention back into the timeline, literally it has swapped these 2 clips around. So without me having to move that. I'll let that sink in for a moment. So you can see that this is truly phenomenal and it will speed up your workflow. It's as easy as just cutting and pasting wherever, and that's how quick and easy it is that you can edit and just move around any script that you want. So the next thing that I will do, I have this highlighted, it's highlighted here, but I will just click out of it. Next thing that I might want to have a look at in here is, let me take away the word firefly. And now we are editing the program monitor. You can see in here just the timeline. In the filter in here, I can look for filler words. So let's see if there's any filler words in here. Cool. So it did pick up 1 filler word. Well, obviously, this clip is very short. I do use a lot of filler words, but let's just play it back and just listen to what that filler word was. And perhaps what we want to do is drop down the, so you can hear that that was probably just a pause in there. But what's great is you can just imagine in your mind there were lots of filler words in here, but you can see that it's highlighted this. So what I can do is simply click on delete and just delete all. How amazing is that? And you can see that it's popped a cut in here. So let's say, for instance, you have, again, that half-hour clip. If you look and filter for the filler words, you can simply click delete all. It'll delete all the filler words. Next, pauses in here. Cool. So this one, I don't actually have pauses in my example in here. That's fine. But same thing, you can do the same with pauses. So next thing, what you can also do is, let's say, for instance, you wanted to edit offline, or perhaps you wanted to share this with the team. Perhaps there's other members in your team. Let's say you have marketers or other stakeholders that need to give their input. You can go and choose to export this. So you can export the transcript. So if you go to export transcript in here, what you can do is, when you export the transcript, you can export this, let's say, into a CSV file or a Word document for offline editing. So start to imagine that, right? So the rest of the team, they can all get this exported script of the video, and they can actually highlight and be like, oh, we shouldn't include X, Y, and Z. Instead, they can just highlight bits that they would like you to include in the video. So that's it for the text-based editing. Definitely check it out. It's super powerful. It is GA now, which means general availability. It's not in beta anymore. This came out just a month ago. So go ahead and enjoy that. So let's move right along to other things in here. Just while we are looking at the text window, we may as well look at captions. So captions in here, simply toggle over from transcript over to captions, and I can create captions from transcript and create captions. And just like this, you will notice that it has the transcription. So, sorry, the caption. If I press play, I've taken this from our Adobe stock. Cool. What you can also do is, if you needed to edit this, you absolutely can. Just go and double tap on here. And if there's a spelling error or perhaps accents, it didn't pick up the word that you were trying to say, all you need to do is just override this in here. Which leads me to, if we wanted to change the formatting, you can do that. Let's go into Window, and you simply need to open up the Essentials graphics. in the Essentials graphics in here, all you need to do is just highlight the text. So in here, highlight this particular caption, and you can go and choose your preferred font. You can change the font, you can change the sizing in here. You absolutely can change the color. So let's say you wanted a different color in here and you wanted to add a background to that. You can add a background if you want to do that. Let's just go maybe a lighter color in here just so you can see what's going on. So just like that, you can see that for this one in here, we have changed that. And of course, if you wanted to do that for all of them, you simply click and drag over all of them, and you can just do a bulk edit of the caption. So let's go and make all of them that particular font, and we can go and change the fill. So again, let's just go and choose this purple color. So just like this, you can see that we have added the caption for this.